Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Slippery Jim here. Welcome to my solo high round strategy guide for the new Black Ops 3 Zombies map, Der Eisendrache, aka the Iron Dragon. This is such an awesome map, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to get to the super high rounds as easily, quickly, and safely as possible solo. I've done these kind of guides for every map since World at War, Black Ops 2, now Black Ops 3. So let's get started on Der Eisendrache. This is an amazing map, so I hope you guys really enjoy this guide and get something out of it. Alright, here we go. There goes the rocket. Off to the moon with Dempsey 1.0. Alright, look at that awesome view. Such an amazing looking map visually. Anyway, the first couple of rounds here, we are going to be building points. Now, you want to pick up the tram control panel fuse, and basically we'll talk about that later. You want to turn on the landing pad right here as well in the starting area, but essentially we're going to be building points. So the best way to do that, the most efficient way, is to shoot your full magazine of 8 rounds into a zombie's leg, and then knife for the final kill to get maximum points. So we're going to need to open 3 doors to get us where we want to be in the first stage of what our goal is here in this map. So try and build as many points as you can. And I like to also buy off the wall this little beauty, the RK5, and we'll grab the 100 points out of the perk machine. Well, why not? So, I like to use the tram fuse straight away to call in the gondola. Now, basically how this works is you can't actually ride the tram or the gondola, but it basically delivers you a power-up, and the power-up is random each time. There's all sorts of things you can get out of that. You can get like the death machine, you can get basically anything that's a power-up, including perks and the ray gun, believe it or not. Not that that's normally a power-up, but there you go. Let's just build some more points while we've got the double points going. So yeah, you do get quite a lot of those fuses dropping later on, so you might as well use it early to give yourself a kickstart here in the earlier rounds of this map. Just squeeze through there. Okay, so we've built up like 3,000 points. We're ready to head through the first barrier here for 750. Now just above this barrier as you come out, you see this Panzer Soldat claw embedded in the stone. So if you shoot that out with your starting pistol, we'll be able to use that later to take out the Panzer Soldat in this map with one hit. So look at that breathtaking view. Awesome. So just don't shoot it more than once, otherwise it will fly off and explode, and you won't be able to use it for anything useful. Okay, we're going to head on through to the bell tower courtyard, and to do that we'll open this barrier for 1,000 points. Now, we're going to find the first part for the shield here. So that's one location right there. It can be in. It spawns randomly. This is the second location, which we actually have it in this game. So I'll pick that up, and I'll show you the third location. Let's just hit this, turn this landing pad on. The third location for the shield part is right there. Okay, so we're going to find the other 2 parts for the shield later on and try and get that built nice and early before we get jugged, so we have a bit of protection to our back. I don't use it really offensively. Okay, now let's head on through to the mission control room. So you want to get in here as early as you possibly can. We're just going to grab the 100 points out of the speed cola machine. And now it's all about filling the dragon heads. So you want to feed them zombies. The first zombie you kill, it has to be in the vicinity of the dragon head. The first zombie will activate the dragon head. It won't actually eat that zombie though. And then you have to feed it. Let's count how many zombies it takes, shall we? So just so we know for 100% sure. But the trouble is that you actually have to wait for the dragon to finish its chewing motion before it will accept another zombie. And any zombies that are already dead, it won't actually eat. So it's kind of slow and painful and repetitive step, but it's nowhere near as bad as the Shadow of Evil rituals. So you just have to wait till it chews like 3 times and then kill another zombie. And just don't go crazy killing the zombies here, because you want to make sure you get this step done as early as possible. And we've still got to fill 3 dragons. Now you know when you've fed the dragon enough zombies, because what will happen is it will actually crumble and fall off the wall. So it's pretty obvious when that happens. But what I like to do here is try and kill the faster zombies first, if at all possible. Otherwise, you just want to group up the zombies here in front of the fireplace location for this particular dragon and just train them up, get them nice and compact. If you want to really maximize your points, you can actually knife them relatively easily to get maximum points. And you will need to get 1500 points by the time this dragon is filled. So keep that in mind as you're doing this step. But just take your time, and it doesn't take that long. And I think we're nearly there. I think we're nearly there with this step. So what we'll be doing next is we'll be turning on the power. And that is actually one door away. So we have to buy the next barrier, which is why we need the 1500 points for that. Okay, we should be getting close here with the zombies. I think that might be the last one. Yep. So it actually took 7 zombies. There you go. So 21 zombies in total to fill all 3 dragon heads. Now we're going to go turn on the power. In this particular step, you have to be quick if you don't want to kill any zombies, because you want to save the zombies for the fill in the dragon heads. So I like to bring them over this side of the room and then very quickly do the old slide jump if you can. Open this door up here and then go through to the end and turn the power on up here. I guess you could loop around the outside by going out the back. But in any case, the power's on, and then I'm going to head straight back through where we came from as quickly as I can so the zombies don't start spawning in, trapping me in there. Now you'll notice these 2 doors here are now open. I didn't have to buy them because when you turn the power on, it actually opens a few doors throughout the castle, which is pretty cool, including one up here so you can access the wall of the castle and the bastion area. Now just over here, we're going to click on this and teleport the parts of the Pack-a-Punch. I'll explain that a little bit later, but there are 3 locations for the Pack-a-Punch in this map, and it does move. Down here is where one of the parts for the shield is located. It spawns randomly each game, as I said before. We'll click on the landing pad here. The second part, place where the shield part can spawn is here, which it is in this game. The third place it can spawn is on top of that box over there. Okay, so we do have a dragon here that we'll have to feed a bit later, but we're actually going to be going down to the undercroft area, and there is another area here where we teleport the Pack-a-Punch pieces, and this shows you where the Pack-a-Punch is as well once it's built. Now up here is a spot for the shield parts. Here is another spot which is where it is actually located in this particular game, and the third position for the shield part down here is up there. So if you're looking for it, that's where you can find it. Now we're actually going to try and get the third part that we need to actually build the shield. But first we need an anti-gravity session. So to get one of those happening down here in the undercroft, what you need to do is stand on the pressure pad. So there are 4 of these on the floor located around the pyramid. The trouble is you have to stand on them for quite a few seconds before they lock in place, and you need them to be locked in place. So just be careful of doing that the zombies don't come over and slap you silly. And while we're doing this step, we're also going to be feeding the dragon head that's located here near the pyramid. Okay. And one last floor pressure pad here, and then we should be able to jump up and get that third part for the shield while we have the anti-gravity going. So as soon as you lock those parts in place, there we go. Yes, we grabbed it. Nice. As soon as you lock those floor pressure points in place, you'll get an anti-gravity session straight away, but it'll only last a short period of time, and then it will go back to regular gravity, but it'll come back like every couple of minutes, so you'll have an opportunity to wall run and stuff like that, which we'll be doing later on for various reasons. Okay, so we are going to get the zombie shield built. Now I like to build it up here because this is one of the training spots that I often use, so it's a convenient place. If you want to build it, there's also a build table down near the pyramid if that's where you feel comfortable training zombies. I'm actually going to be using a completely different spot though for the really high rounds, which is really fast and really effective, as you guys will see later on. So we've still got a few zombies to feed to this dragon head, so let's just feed the last couple that we've got left in this round, and hopefully then we'll be able to move on to the third and final dragon head. Now down here there's also a pretty cool Easter egg where you can unlock right there on that spot of the wall a buyable BRM as a wall weapon, which is pretty cool. But what you have to do to unlock that is you have to wait till you get an anti-gravity session, and sounds like we've filled the second dragon. Awesome, we can move on to the third one. But anyway, what you have to do to unlock that BRM is you have to wall run when you get anti-gravity, and you have to wall run over about 5 or 6 of the little square pressure pads that are on the wall. And when you've hit all of them, it will unlock that BRM off the wall. So I'll be showing you guys that a little bit later. So there are a bunch of different... Oh, here we go. We can actually try to hit a few of these now. So let's just jump up here. So they glow blue, the ones that you haven't already activated. So they're at different heights, which makes this a little bit annoying because you have to like jump down and jump back up again to get... Oh, I didn't get that one. To get the different height of the tiles or pressure pads, whatever you want to call them. Did I get that one? I think I missed that one. I just want to see that one's down low. It's so annoying. I wish they were all at the same height because then you could just run around in one go. Let's try for this one again. So yeah, it might take you a couple of anti-gravity sessions to get all of these blue tiles. But that's okay. We'll come back to this if we don't get them all in this. Yeah, there we go. We lost the anti-gravity. So anyway, we'll come back and get the last couple of those tiles. I think I might have 1 or 2 more of those. And then we should get that BRM unlocked. Yeah. But I got most of them, I think. Alright, anyway, we're going to head back to that dragon's head that we saw before when we were in the other courtyard. And I'm just going to get a few extra points. At this point, basically until about rounds 6 or 7, you need to just scrounge the points from any source possible. So that's why you see me boarding up the windows and stuff like that. Getting those extra points. Because we are going to want to get Jug. We're also going to need to possibly buy a decent weapon at some point. Although, when we've fed all 3 of these dragon heads enough zombies, what will happen is we'll unlock what is basically the wonder weapon for this map. So, that is super powerful. And you can usually get it by about round 4 as well, if you follow this strategy. Anyway, let's get a few extra points off this zombie. Yeah, alright, so the mystery box is usually located in one of the 2 courtyards, either this one or the other one. When you first start the game, but obviously it moves around if you get a teddy bear. It's interesting that you heard just there the audio quote from Richthofen where he calls the dragon his Draken, whereas the map is called Der Eisendrache without the N on the end, and obviously that's German, right? And Richthofen is actually German, so he should know the language, right? In the story, at least. But apparently Drache or Draken can both mean dragon. In fact, when I typed them in like a translator, because I was curious, one of them, like, I think it was Drache, gave me dragon with a capital D, and Draken with an N on the end gave me dragon with a lowercase d. So yeah, that's curious. Be interested to hear what some actual German people, what they have to say about that translation. But anyway, because I think this map was originally called in like the artwork and stuff Der Eisendrachen with an N, but they changed it to Der Eisendrache. Anyway, and some people still call it Der Eisendrachen. Alright, anyway, as you can see, I'm basically training the zombies here. This is probably the hardest of the dragons to feed because you can get blocked off and trapped if you're not careful. So just be careful here in this step. And now we've filled the final dragon's head, we can head on down and get a very, very awesome wonder weapon in this map. Oh, we've got anti-gravity, so we might as well use it to get the last couple of tiles. Where were they? This one up here I haven't got. So they glow blue, basically, if you haven't already. Oh, God. That zombie was trying to... This one down here I have to get as well. Is that it? I think that might be all of them. Let's just go check. Yes! See, we've unlocked it, guys, up there on the wall. So you need to jump up during anti-gravity to actually buy the weapon, the BRM. And obviously you can buy ammo back for it. Alright, now we're going to pick up the Wrath of the Ancients here from the crypt area. This is the wonder weapon that we've unlocked by feeding the 3 dragon heads. And it is awesome. It has a charged shot and it has the regular shot. So I already have the shield. But the charge shot uses more ammo. I think it uses like 2 ammo instead of 1. So it's not too bad. It's not as bad as the staffs were on Origins. I think they used 4 ammo for the charge shot instead of 1. Now up here we're going to start this particular quest. So you need to shoot the weathervane up there on that little tower here in the Bastion. And when you do that, you can pick up this upgrade quest, Broken Arrow. So this is the lightning bow, and this is the bow that we're going to be building and using to get to the high rounds. In my opinion, it is the best of the bows. I'm just trying to make a crawler here because we're going to want to be we're going to need to shoot stuff, and I don't want to get interrupted. But oh, there we go, beautiful. I thought it might have been a bit too low of a round to actually get a crawler with a grenade, but we did manage one. Alright, so the first part of this quest to get the lightning bow upgrade, if you haven't watched my video on it already, is you've got to shoot these fire locations. There are 3 of these, and just you've got to account for the arrow drop, which is pretty significant. I don't know if we hit it that time. Yes, we did. Beautiful. So that one's done. Then we have one over here. This one's a lot easier to hit because it's closer. Except, obviously, I can't aim. There we go. So that's the second of those signal fires lit. And there's a third one which is located down at the rocket launch pad that we haven't actually been to yet. But to get there, we'll need to open the teleporter. And there's a door we have to buy to get in there. Then we have to pay, I think it's... Is it 1,500 or 500 for the teleporter? I can't remember off the top of my head. We'll soon find out anyway. And let's call in another... Should we call in... Actually, I'm just going to get a gobble gum because these can be really useful for some of these things we have to do in plain sight. Awesome. All right, I'll hang on to that. That can be very useful for getting the first part. And I'll just get Jug as well. The first part for the Ragnarok DG4 off the Panzer Soldat. So we're going to hang on to that in plain sight. Okay, so we don't have many points left. This is a shortcut, by the way, to get into the bell tower courtyard. It's very, very useful. Very, very cool. And it is free. Even better. Alright, so we got those 2 fires going. I don't know if you can hit the one down at the launch pad from up here, actually. That might be worth having a look to see if I can spot it from up here. I don't know if my eyes are good enough to see that one, but where is that? It might be out of sight actually, because usually I go down to the launch pad to shoot that one, and we'll probably do that this time as well. Anyway, we're going to have to get some more points for what we need to do next, so we still have that third signal fire. Okay, we got a dog round here as well, which is good. We don't really need the ammo, but let's try and get some extra points while we're waiting for them. I suppose I'll switch to the bow. Yeah, I recommend using the bow during dog rounds because of the fact that you're going to get extra ammo anyway. Plus, it's you don't have to reload it. So as soon as you get the max ammo, you're all good. You don't have to actually reload anything, being a single shot weapon. Okay, scrounging more points here. So basically we'll just have to buy like 1 door to the teleporter, then we'll have to buy the teleporter, and then when we're down there to get back we'll need to spend 500 points to get back. So we'll need, I think, probably about 2,000 points or thereabouts at least to get there.
No, actually.
So I might use the RK5 a little bit, because that'll get me more points than the bow will. I'm not sure if the bow gives you the extra points for a headshot or not, come to think of it, but I get the hit marker points with the RK5, so... I love this camo, by the way. I think it's called Swindle. Something like that. It just looks awesome. It's probably in my top 3 camos for multiplayer that you unlock anyway, you know, for the weapons shot. Alright, so far so good. So this courtyard here, you can run trains in pretty easily. You do have a lot of zombies spawning in. in the map at once, like per, I call it a wave, like a mid-round, the max number of zombies the map can hold. Anyway, let's buy this. So that's 1,500. Let's just see how much the teleporter is. 500. Okay, that's cheap. Cheaper than Doris, isn't it? Cool. So the bounce pads and the teleporters are both 500, which makes sense. And we've got to shoot that signal fire up there and light that. Okay, that was too low. Oh god, I'm getting hit. I keep hitting the base of it. It's hard to aim accurately when you're getting pounded on by zombies. Oh god, there's a lot of zombies. Now the Pack-a-Punch machine is up here, by the way, so you'll see those parts we teleported will actually form the completed Pack-a-Punch machine. But after you use the Pack-a-Punch machine, it will actually move locations to one of those 3 locations that we've seen where I teleported the parts from. Oh god! Alright, well we lit it on fire, so that's all 3 fires lit, so this is all part of the bow upgrade quest to get the lightning bow, as I said. Let's just activate this landing pad. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that we had to do down here. What we're going to be doing is getting a couple extra points here, so we have 500 points to get us back to the main part of the castle. We could take the teleporter back, but I think we'll actually take the launch pad here. There are 3 of these located around the map, and this particular one, woohoo! Brings you back to the starting area, which is awesome. Okay, so next up what we'll be doing is moving on to the next part of the bow upgrade quest to get the lightning bow here in the undercroft.